Okay, welcome back, guys. I am giving you today my new business plan. I'm gonna lay it all out. Some people ask, well, why do I give up all my stuff I'm doing, all my secrets on YouTube for free? The truth is, probably out of everybody that will ever watch my videos in life, maybe three will actually have the drive and the discipline to pull off even one holding company scenario. And I'm talking about pulling off two in this video. Um, Now, just to be transparent, technically, I only have one holding company physically today, as of today, doing this video. But I already have the domain and the beginnings to my second. I've got the YouTube channel for it. I'm starting to do some branding on YouTube, on Facebook, even to gear up to start promoting Blandrake on all platforms, all social media platforms. So I'm getting in the starting phases of gearing up to make that official this year, where it's a brand official company. Now, my holding company A, let's call it, because I don't want to reveal that name, and I'll tell you why. I believe you need to have one. All your holding companies should be basically anonymous, except for the one that you're going to brand yourself with. So, my holding company A, it was just really an experiment. I was struggling, Uber driver, trying to figure this game out. How am I going to level up? How am I going to level up? And I always knew about setting up entities, but I never took it like serious to use it as a means to leveling up and getting a real corporation to level up. And using my business funding really is what I did, guys. Low keys, this is what I did. So take notes. I really just leveraged business funding to clean up my personal credit. Now, quote unquote, you're not technically supposed to do that with the SBA guidelines and all that, but you gotta be smart too. You gotta think really they can't really get you on leveling up because you're gonna pay off some stuff. Let's just keep it real. They don't really want you to use the funds for that. They want you to use the funds to go back into business. But if even if you just put the funds into the business can pay you, which you could take your own personal money and pay your debt. That's basically what I did. I did it in layers because my holding company technically pays me a check as an employee. I then take that money and pay off my personal debt. I just got a notification today. That's why I'm a little excited that I'm in the back in the 700 club on my credit. Only on one, only on my TransUnion, but I'm pretty excited about that because I've been paying off some stuff and getting back to where I was when I started. So I'm back in the 700 club, um, basically using this strategy, just being an entrepreneur and acquiring business funding, taking the business funding, paying myself, fixing my personal credit. Now, what do I do with my personal credit? I use my personal credit to now leverage more business funding. That's the key to all this. Now, what am I going to do when I get more business funding? Hopefully, invest back in either a business or some type of property that's going to make you money. It's really that simple. Because I already have a business structure, I could just put it back in advertising and let's keep it going. Now, the reason why I set it up in Wyoming is It's going to be a holding company that is eventually going to own property in, say, Connecticut. So it's going to own an LLC that owns a piece of property in Connecticut. So any physical assets I own, physical, that if I physically own anything, I will put it under holding company A. Because in Wyoming, it gives some extra layer of protections, and it's going to own, say, a LLC in Connecticut that owns a piece of property or cars, or if we start a car rental business, it will go under this holding company because it'll give me that extra layer where they can't sue me directly. They would first sue what? The operational company, and then the operational company, they're going to have to go to Wyoming. They're not going to do that. So they'll just cut their losses at this company, and hopefully your insurances will cover that anyway. So you see what I'm trying to do here? And I'm creating a whole nother holding company to brand myself. And hopefully it'll be, the goal is to get it to be a S Corp for some tax savings. But any actual company I own is really set up to be the control of the media company. So let's say I get eventually all my channels monetized in 10 years or whatever. It'll be specifically owned by Blandrake. Now, originally I was going to just do Blandrake, the holding company, and then have individual LLCs for the different channels. I now realize that's insane. That's too much. So I'm just going to have Blandrake own all my media stuff, any actual video content. And so let's say, I'll give you another example. Let's say I buy a physical store. Blandrake will own the LLC that owns that physical store, but the property will be under LLC owned by holding company A. Holding company A, anytime you're doing anything out of state with real estate, by putting it in Wyoming, it gives you the extra layer of protection. I'm not a CPA or accountant. This is just my understanding as an entrepreneur. So the physical business can be under LLC, under Blandrake, but any physical property, meaning cars, real estate, anything physical, will be owned under LLC that's owned by holding company A. Now, the reason why I'm not hiding Blandrake is because I'm branding myself with that. That's going to be the one where if you see me in the street and I hand you a business card, it's going to be Blandrake. You know what I'm saying? It's just a brand. And it's going to be somewhat protected as a holding company because it's not going to do business directly with the general public. It's really just going to own the channels. So the likelihood of me getting sued is unless somebody sues one of the channels, it's going to be scarce than ever. But it will own other small businesses under it, but it still gives you that extra layer of protection by having a holding company. You know what I'm saying? Because they're not going to see your direct name. They'll see Blandrake, and you can look up Blandrake and see that I own it, but as long as I don't own any physical property under Blandrake, it's just businesses, I feel okay with that. So essentially, I'm going to have two holding companies. A possible third, as I've been working on since last year, is to bring together 4 other people. I will be the 5th. And we do our own, I called it Black Table, but we do our own C corporation. We promote it as a normal, 100% compliant corporation. Eventually we go public, hopefully, with it. It'll be a private corporation, but when we get enough funding, we want to take it public so we can divvy up shares, and we'll be directors, and we will make money from obviously boosting the evaluation of the company. And we're going to be going into basically media advertising. And why media and advertising? Because that's always going to be a virtual business thing that's going to go on for the future. And then we can actually even market a crypto channel later down the line with that company, because that's hot right now on YouTube, or a women's channel, or whatever's hot at the time. We'll sit down as a real board of directors and decide these decisions. That's going to be a whole nother holding company, because the goal is to get that to own some commercial properties. So the directors always got money coming at them. You're going to own some property, you're going to own some physical advertising, and those could actually advertise for my companies as well. I would actually pay that company to advertise for me, and the money just, it all comes back around. But this is what I call the business plan, and I'm not afraid to share it because the likelihood of somebody doing it is really, really rare. So thanks for your time. Please support the channel, subscribe, like, comment, and I'll catch you guys next time.